Hello and welcome along to Moss Valley. The wheat is planted and has started to grow in field 33A, but so have the weeds. Can we clear them from the field and mulch 33B before the snow covers them? Let's get farming. I'm going to get both of my medium-sized tractors working on these two fields today. I'm going to start off with this one here. I'm going to make sure... And we're going to put this one on the weeder. I think this will be the best setup. We also have GPS on this tractor. So this is the one I want to be using today. So we want to hook this up first and get that ready. The other tractor, of course, is the 8340. And we'll be able to put this on the butterfly mowers doing the mulching job. And we'll get this going with horseplay. It has served us fairly well, this tractor. The snow coverage and the clouds, though, at the moment are, again, making things pretty dark today. I'm not expecting this to actually settle, although there is a possibility. The temperature is not massively high, but we are looking at about a +3 as the maximum temperature. So it's very possible that we might be okay and actually able to get past this. I'm wondering if there's an entrance to my field down the bottom corner. Don't really want to risk it. We need to sort of get round the end here. There's definitely an entrance here. And we won't destroy any crop by going down this side at the moment. But is there an actual entrance to this field in this bottom corner down here? I think there's one to the other field, but I'm not sure whether you can actually get into this one down here. And looks to me like that might be the case. Yes, we do have an entrance down here. So this is the nice thing. Our field being split where it is, we are still able to get at this side of the field without having to drive through the existing field, even though it's a little bit of a long way round to do it. So let's do a course here. I want to do at least 3, maybe 4 headlands on here. Let's go with 3 headlands. We will do sharp turns in the corners because we want to get right into those corners. We want to do the center first. And yeah, the rest of that is all good. Generate me a course. And oh, okay, so we have an issue here where it's recognized as it recognized the other field as a single field. This field, though, this side, it's not doing that. It thinks this whole field 33B is part of the whole of 33. So what we're going to do instead is we're now going to define a new courseplay course. So to do that, we are coming to draw custom field. Basically, the way to do that is deselect your tractor, deselect everything in the hired worker screen, and then you can draw a custom field. I am going to draw a point at that corner there with my right mouse button. Then we'll go into that corner there. And I'm going to do a very rough shape for the field as it is now. And hopefully that will give me a good amount of stuff to work with. We can then go in and adjust this in a moment. So there we go. Field done. We will save that. It's saved as CP1. But I'm going to click on it and we are going to rename the custom field. And we'll call that 33B. Okay. So that is now good on there. And now we want to edit the custom field. And once we're in here and editing it, we are able to move all of these points. So I'm going to move this single point here, which is at the end, put that in the same place as the one there. And we just then want to go around the field, check that all of these points actually sit right on the edge. And we can either move them one at a time like this, or we can go and move multiples with the advanced and select the first one, select the last one, and then pull a whole row of them in at once. So I'm just going to quick and swiftly move around the field. We'll get all of this lined back up and then we'll be ready to go. And there we go. Having gone round all of the field, we are now ready to do our course. And it's quite useful that the weather has, in that time, not actually put any snow on the ground, which is really good. And you can see now it's recognizing 33B as the field. So we will generate a field work course for that. And that's done that almost first time. And starting and stopping at the same point as well. So our stop point is here. Our start point is over there. We will unfold this, turn it onto the blue so that we can actually see where it's going. And now we can get this field mulched, which will be great because then it is ready for getting seeded straight away come March, which is going to be perfect. I have not hooked up the PTO, and as soon as I do, there it goes. And that means we can get cracking with our weeder. So we're going to go and weed this field here. Everything's looking a little bit frozen. There's certainly some frost on this crop here. But that's all right. We are not trying to access the ground. We're just going to try and weed this instead. So we will turn on the GPS, line ourselves here, down with our weeder, and yeah, this is a hose, so this should easily get rid of all of the weeds we have in here. And with any luck, it will go fairly smoothly for us. Let's see. Do these weeds go? Yep, they are going. Perfect. And we want to be on a 75-degree angle. Set our first waypoint. And then after a little while, set our second waypoint. Set the width. And away we go. It really is one of those days where it feels like we're not going to get much more done than the 2 jobs we're aiming to get done here. With any luck, it will get a bit brighter in a bit. We're not supposed to have the snow for too much longer, but the cloud cover really is not letting the sun get through too easily. I am quite pleased with how this tractor's performing with this. I mean, there's way more horsepower on this tractor than this weeder needs, and it seems to be handling it fairly well as a result, while our other tractor is continuing to go. And having GPS on this is a real boon. I'm so pleased that this farm came with a tractor with GPS on it. That is utterly fantastic. One good piece of news is after the work we did with the pigs last time, sorting out all of their straw and everything, you can see that we now have 100% health on them. They're looking much better. Both the German Landress and the Black Pied are now fully healthy. They are 25% of the way through reproduction, so not too long now until we have some piglets. I think we will probably end up with some piglets come the new year, which is fantastic news. We really want those pigs to start producing as quickly as possible. The weeds in this field are actually quite well grown, and this is a side effect of doing direct seeding, which is what we're doing on the farm. They grow to a medium size straight away, so you've got to deal with them with a hoe, which is what this piece of kit is. And if you don't do that, of course, they immediately grow into large weeds. So we needed to attack these now, get them out of the way. There was no guarantee that we would still be able to get at them later in the winter. Especially if we've got as much snow as we seem to be having at the moment. This is quite a hefty snowfall. We're fortunate in, as I said earlier, we've not got a cold enough ground at the moment for it to settle. So thankfully it looks like it's not going to settle today, and we might get all of this sorted. But there's no guarantee going further into winter that won't be the problem. That we may end up with a fresh fall of snow on the ground that just stops us doing jobs like this and the mulching. So we really need to clear these weeds out now before they become a problem later on. One thing that is good though is that the snow does not have the same effect as rain on the ground, so we're not getting incredibly muddy ground while we're trying to do this job, and that then is not causing us an issue, especially going uphill with this tractor. We could possibly have some crop destruction as well if we were going uphill like this and it was muddy and it started to slip. So I'm happy that the tractor is able to work in these conditions, and with any luck the sun will come out soon, preferably before it sets, as we work our way across here. We are probably about a third of the way now, and I am a little bit worried about the daylight. If it gets too dark and too cold, we will probably have to shift this to the 2nd day of December to get it finished. The forecast for the 2nd day of December is not looking any better, or for January either. In fact, only the 2nd day in January is looking like it's going to be clear. There's actually a good chance we might get this done today. We are nearly halfway through the field. It is 20 past 3, but we're moving at a fair old pace. It is 10 miles an hour downhill, 9 miles an hour uphill, and that's a good speed. The one thing that I'm not sure we will get done today, but is a little bit less required from us for the preparations, I mean, something that we can do again later, is the mulching on 33B. We can get that sorted almost any time between now and planting the barley in the spring, so much less worried about that at the moment. Field 32 is ready for the canola when we're ready to plant that in March. So just, yeah, getting rid of these weeds now, top priority, and I think we're going to make it, even if the sun is dropping pretty rapidly right now. Coming up to 4 o'clock, and it's getting pretty dark out. The lack of sunshine is really causing havoc for us. It's getting harder and harder to see the weeds. Thankfully, the GPS is keeping us on track, and I know I'm not missing anything while we're running that, but it's very hard to make sure that I am actually on the right track. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to move forward to the next day and see if we can't finish this job off. I'm really hoping the snow doesn't settle, because if it does, then this is going to be a bit of a bust. I can work into the night. I'm umming and erring about this, you might be able to tell at the moment, but with that sunlight going, with the ability to see what I'm doing fading fast, I'm not sure we're best served by continuing on into the evening. But at the same time, with the forecast what it is tomorrow, there's a good chance that this field will be under a layer of snow and we won't be able to get at these weeds. It is getting very hard to see where these weeds are now. So yeah, we're gonna pack it up for the night. We're gonna pray that this snow doesn't settle. And if it does, well, we'll have to deal with these weeds later on. For now, I cannot see with any great ease what I'm doing. So we'll lift this up. And we'll get it folded. We'll go park this up in the shed. I'm not going to disconnect anything. And we'll get the mulcher to come home in a bit. But I'm going to move on to the next day, and we will see if we are fortunate or whether a layer of snow on the ground is going to cause us a whole load of issues. Well, it's 10 a.m. the next day, and the mulcher is back out working, and it's great. We've got no snow on the ground. We've got no snow in the air. We've got sunlight. We can finish this job off without too much hassle. So I'm going to get back out here with this weeder. We will be able to get onto our crops. We do have a little bit of a frost on the crops, which isn't great, but they should be all right. We're not going to be doing anything particularly hefty on them. I just need to work out exactly where I need to get back into this field, and it's a little bit further around the corner, and I can actually see a pile of weeds here. Looks like there's a load of weeds. The angle I'm coming at it from. This is the row that I want to be getting at these weeds from. So get back on our GPS course, unfold the weeder, and yeah, with any luck, the frost on these won't damage it too much with our weeder running over and getting rid of the rest of these weeds. It would be nice if everything warmed up though. Having moved on to the next day, it does look like the barley has also reached best price. We're looking for 680 or above, and we're actually getting 695 at the Moss Valley Bakery. So we'll tag that, and that is over that way. So not too far from the farm. And once we've got this job done, we'll start getting the barley sold as well, and see if we can get ourselves even more money to help fund the farm going into the new year. Now that a little bit of sun has got on the field, everything's defrosted a bit and looking a little bit greener. This has gone from a very dark, very cold look to quite a nice warm winter's day. I say warm, it's only 3 degrees out, but it's warm enough. The mulcher is making really good progress through the other field as well. We can see where it is now. It's itself is about 2/3 of the way through, maybe. So by the time we've sold the barley today, I'm expecting that to have fully mulched that field as well. And for once, it looks like we might be a little bit ahead of the curve and actually have things back on track on the farm. This is the last row before we need to do the headlands, and I think I missed a bit just back there a little bit, so we'll sort that out. But now I need to head over to the right hand side, so the northern place of the field, northern part of the field over this way, and we'll work our way back around this headland here and get all of these weeds that we've got kicking around the headland, and then we'll be able to come back and get the trailer and get the barley sold, get ourselves some more money in. And I think we're after 1 year, I think we're in a really good place. We are nearly 1/10 of the way there to paying off the loan. Well, actually, we're over 1/10 of the way there to paying off the loan. Just off the really fairly rubbish harvest we had this first year. And after we've got most of the materials we need to get the second year of up and running. So yeah, this is a really good place for us to be in. And there we go. That is field 33A weeded and done. Fantastic. That means we can drop this off the back here. We'll fold it up. Drop it off the back and go and grab the trailer. We'll do the carting with this tractor this time, and that way we can go and get all of our squeeze that in there, all of our barley sold, get the money in for that, and we will be set going into the new year. I'm actually going to start with the remaining barley we have in the pig feeder. So let's reverse this up over here. We shouldn't be in... Yeah, we shouldn't have a problem with pig feed. We only have about 8 months before we have more crops in, so we should be fine for that. So let's refill. I love how this acts as a silo as well. It's really, really useful for that. So if you have excess crops in there, you can actually go and sell them and make the extra money you need. I was tempted to buy some more pigs with our money this year, but I think at the moment we'll see how it goes. We might buy some a little bit later, but right now I don't really have the feeds to deal with them. So let's fill the rest of this trailer with some more barley, and we'll head off and we'll go and get it all sold. We've got nowhere near as many liters of barley as we had canola. And we should be able to squeeze around the back of the bakery here, I think. Oh, might be wise, actually, to buy the bakery. I'm just wondering. We're not going to make a huge amount of money off this, but we might be able to make a lot more money off the bread. 50,000 to purchase this, and the bread sells for 3,000. So next year, end of next year, we could have a lot of bread. I think this is a good purchase. 50,000 to over triple our money. Yes. Okay, it's purchased. We need flour to make the bread. Why does this take... Does this not take grain? That's really weird. So prior to this, it took grain. It doesn't anymore. So can we not tip this here? No, we can't. Yeah, no capacity for barley. That's really weird. And if we look at the barley prices now... Moss Valley Bakery. Tag it. That's where we are, isn't it? Moss Valley Bakery. I don't know why it says it takes it and it doesn't. That's so odd. I think with that mess up, we're going to have to find somewhere to place a mill around the farm, or even see if we can find out where the mill is on the map and buy that. We still have 73,000. The only way we're going to make a huge amount of money on here and pay off this loan is by increasing the value of our crops. And we need to do that by actually modifying and putting our crops through a production. So I'm going to find that out. We will have the mulcher finished, and we might even jump forward to March after this. However, for now, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.